Chefs of the Future COF Nation, my name is Rich, and if you're finding this for the first time, consider hitting that like button, subscribing, and all of that good stuff if you like what you hear, because this is all we talk about, food and hospitality news. Now, today I want to talk about virtual learning and getting a hospitality degree online. Should it be done? How do I feel about it? Now, let me make it real clear. I'm for everyone getting an education. I will never discourage anyone from going to college, getting a college degree. But let's also speak facts, all right? You have to understand the lane that you're choosing to take, the field that you're choosing to embark on, what's the potential earning that you could get, what's the cap, what's the ceiling, all right? And every market is not made the same. What you have to do to get a degree in finance, you don't have to do to get a degree in law. And same applies for getting a degree in hospitality management. Now, you cannot efficiently mold the next generation of culinary prospects virtually. Now, even if it's a hybrid system that you're trying to implement, curriculum, it just cannot work. Culinary, baking, even the lecture parts of the courses have to be done in person in order for it to have the full effect. And for a couple reasons, let's take a look at it. First, let's look at the positives, right? The positives, convenience and location. Yeah, the lack of traveling. You can roll out of bed, put on your clap, go to class, right? It doesn't get any better than that. You have no reason to not have 100% attendance. Access to classes 24/7. All of the courses, all your lectures that you'll have with your professors and your chef is recorded. You have access to it 24/7. You know, sharing notes, not hearing something, not writing it down quick enough is a problem of the past. In a lot of cases, online learning allows you to have a more intimate connection with your professor. Because you're in a Zoom call with maybe 12 other people, everybody has a question, and every question can get answered in that format. And the professor knows that the class is being recorded, so they're on their best behavior. The last thing I want to point out, since you're on Zoom, there's an emphasis in the lecture parts when it comes to the health procedures, you know, public safety, legislation, the bookwork. You understand? More of the math behind owning a business could be emphasized when you're doing classes on Zoom. I get it. Now let's take at the cons. One con, the lack of practicing kitchen etiquette. You know, developing your kitchen legs. The biggest thing I tell people when they're embarking in the food industry is, look, find your most comfortable pair of shoes. Before you even start your job, find your most comfortable pair of shoes. Stand in the corners. Stand all day. Just don't sit. And see how you come out. Do that for a week straight. How does your feet feel? Times that by 10, because you're going to be trying to work and produce food at a high level under intense demand and intense pressure in a hectic environment, in an unsafe environment. And you have to conduct yourself in a safe manner. Another one, the lack of discipline and time management. Having to know that you have a class in the morning, regardless if it's a lab or lecture, to get up, to plan for commuting, to get there on time, and to be dressed and ready to produce. It's something that college is key for making those habits in the real world. And there's no one saying you have to go to class. That's what makes it different on a collegiate level opposed to high school. Another key thing, another key con to virtual learning is the misunderstanding of the kitchen hierarchy. On paper, you know there's a chef, a sous chef, a hot commis, a cold commis, and stewards, line cooks, but how does it function in execution? How does it look once everything is going? Yeah, you could do it through a class service during the lab classes, but it's sitting amongst each other in pre-services that you really understand how integral each person is to service. The next thing is utility labeling. You know, what is this? What is that? What is this pan? You know what I'm saying? How do I properly conduct myself walking through the kitchen? Yeah, and let's assume that the people that's going to these virtual courses are inspired by baking and cooking competitions. So they have no prior experience in the food or restaurant industry, but yet they're paying and they're embarking down this nonetheless, which is great and awesome. They just have no clue on what they're stepping into. The next one I want to point out is the lack of cultural diversity. Exposure to fellow classmates, exposure to different foods. Everyone that you would be in the class with has a lifetime experience eating different food. And they all bring their own cultural diversity. And being exposed to them, you know, shooting the shit with them is what makes college college. Seeing the way they would approach recipes. And they're all like-minded individuals because they're all in the same culinary class with you. Those conversations are integral for your mental growth as a potential culinarian. Another one, drastic reduction in professional marketing, networking. The people you sit beside with, the people you bump into on the elevator, are the people that you bump into years later and that you wind up working with. And you be like, you know what? Yeah, I went to college with such and such. And that's your professional network. Why? Because y'all all went to college for culinary or business management or hospitality management in some capacity. That's drastically diminished because what friends are you making virtually? And this industry is key. It's key for networking. That's the only way you can get anywhere in this industry. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Especially in the restaurant, food service, and in hospitality management, hospitality in general. And the last one I want to point out is the lack of making mistakes. You know, you can't grab the wrong spice virtually. You can't grab the wrong herb virtually. Or burn something, or burn yourself, unfortunately. Or prick your finger or something. Those mistakes are key learning points in your professional career. A lot of those happen in the classroom. You can't deprive the future generation of that. And this is why I feel so passionate about this. And this is why I feel like this conversation needs to be had. But I don't know. Let me know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Let me know your thoughts on this. How do you feel about virtual learning? I understand it provides a lot of opportunities for individuals that wouldn't normally have it. But when it comes to molding and shaping their mentality and what we need from the next generation of hospitality and culinarians and food service managers, you cannot deprive them of all of those steps, of all of those key small relationships that they're developing to move them forward, to usher them, to well-round them, to the people we need them to be, to usher in the next generation. But let me know. I'm done rambling on. I'm out of here.